Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Of course, back here with Jeff. Pretty interesting segment, crazy times in the markets. We're gonna do a little internet bull report here. Look, we gotta start with GameStop. I know Jeff, you did a little segment. We're talking. Looks like GameStop's on the way back down, so we gotta mention it. And we're gonna chat some market conditions and other things as we go. But look, kick it off. GameStop
Cool.
from 20 to 350, well literally like almost 500, back now under $50 after hours.
Yeah.
Continue.
So good morning, Jason, to you, by the way. And so it is this whole thing has blown my mind. I had to do a little internet bull report tidbit on it last Friday, and I just let everybody know that, listen, this is a serious buyer beware situation, meaning that, I'm sure you could trade in between here and there, maybe make some money, but at the end of the day, GameStop is a company that's maybe worth, $5, $10 a share. It's trading at 400, $500 a share. At some point, it's going to come all the way back to $4 or $5 a share. And that's what I wanted people to know, that this is just pure gambling. That's all you're doing. You're throwing your money on the table and you're completely gambling. You're not investing. Similarly with Elon Musk a couple of weeks ago, he put out telling people to use Signal. And people confused that, thought there was a public company called Signal that owned the Signal app. The stock went from $5 to $75, something like that. It went crazy. And when I saw that, I did the exact same thing. And I said, hey guys, look, this thing here is going right back to $5. It may not happen today or tomorrow or the next day, but eventually it is going back to 5 where it started. And these things, this frothiness in the market, to me is a clear signal that the market is looking for an excuse to go down. And that's it's probably something that we do need. I mean, these stocks are going berserk, not just those, Reddit stocks like GameStop, but Google and Amazon, the market itself reaching new highs. They have gone they've gone absolutely berserk, and the market needs this excuse to sell off, and it will. Politically, we're in a whole different climate. Like them or don't like them, politically, it's a different climate. And the stimulus that was recently, or about to be injected will definitely help the economy. But in the long run, it's not a good thing. I mean, fiscally, the US economy is just getting out of control with printing money left and right. So the GameStop stuff, the rest of it, a good, like one of the great short sellers, in my opinion, that I've known for forever, Andrew Left of Citron. Like, this guy's made great calls in his life. And then all of a sudden he announces, I'm not going to publish my short calls anymore. And I get it. He's a little bit frustrated. He got hit hard on the GameStop, caught on the wrong side. But at the same time, it's also a signal that when you start to see people throwing in the towel, or you start to see people coming out of the woodwork and doing deals that, they haven't done a deal in 20, 30 years, and all of a sudden now they're getting into the market and doing a deal. Much like the real estate crisis, when everybody and their brother or sister were flipping $1 million homes. Well, that is the feeling I get in the marketplace today.
Yeah, no, interesting. And look, obviously everyone's out here with pitchforks for the shorters, and it's been like that. But I agree with you. I think like he's a great shorter, and a lot of it comes with real facts. He's had some great calls, like you've said. I mean, honestly, GameStop is a part of my heart too. I remember, buying video games when I was much younger, so I get it. But that being said, it's definitely been a dying business. And
Yeah.
I think people need to look past the fact, where things are at. And I agree with you. I mean, does it go all the way back down to $5? We'll see. Of course, I think there's going to be, that surrounding aura of GameStop, but still, at the end of the day, it's a failing retailer.
Totally. I mean, it's much like Blockbuster Video,
Yeah.
right? That was one of the darlings back then. The stock always traded. It was, people loved it, or Toys R Us or others. I mean, look where they are today. So eventually the market does find the right, well, eventually the market finds a price level that makes sense. And the retail buying that came into GameStop and a few other names became insane because you've got literally thousands upon thousands of retail guys using Robinhood and others, to buy me 500 shares, buy 500 shares, buy 500. And it just sucked out the whole supply of paper, which caused the stock to go straight up. So that's an interesting note too, what happened with Robinhood. And they're definitely getting they're getting lawsuits every which way up the Yahoo or whatever you call it, but they're getting sued every which way at the moment. And I think it all, for me personally, I think where the action should have started is, I think the SEC should have stepped in so much sooner. I mean, they haven't even stepped in, but they should have stepped in after day 2, day 3 and said, whoa, hold your horses. Let's put a halt on this thing for the moment. Let's try and understand the market and what's going on.
Well,
And maybe taking a bit of
give
a
me your insight
pause.
here, and look, again, people out with pitchforks for Robinhood, and let me just, I'll say the other angle. Not that this is what I support, but just to get your view on it. The other angle, and I see people say it, is, well, Robinhood is the first app a lot of people download for the first trade of their life, and this
Yeah.
guy goes, wow. I would not be buying GameStop at $300. Let's calm this down. And were they thinking about not burning their future customers? And curious, what your view would be on that.
My view actually on Robinhood is pretty simple. I mean, they're trying to do an IPO, right? So they need to frame themselves in a good light with everybody. What I've never liked about Robinhood, which totally doesn't make any sense, well, it doesn't, and that is, we don't charge anything, essentially, right? You get a premium account if you want, you pay a little bit of extra money, but generally speaking, we're a commission-free brokerage house. Like, how does that make any sense unless you're doing something a little bit sketchy behind the scenes, which is what's been done forever? It's called paying for order flow. Now, if you're paying for order flow, you're going to know, using really good algorithms, what that order flow is, of course, and you're going to know how to be the bookie in between. And for me, that's just, without the transparency of Jason when he goes in his Robinhood and says, wow, I can buy GameStop at 320 and 50 cents. Meanwhile, maybe on E-Trade, you can buy it at 320 and 25 at the moment. So you're getting ripped off for that 25 cents here, 25 cents there, but you don't think that you are because you're under the influence or the perception that it's free. Oh, I don't pay commission. It's much like all this binary trading BS that's out there. It's much like the FX guys that are, join me, I make $5,000 a day. It's like, what are you talking about? There are a lot of these scams out there. And that, again, is a good signal that we're getting frothy in this marketplace.
Yeah. Well, some analysts even came out, and here I'll give you some insight. Some are saying that they're calling for a 10% correction in Q2, but they still think the markets will finish up 5 to 8% by the end of the year, of course, January to December. So curious, how do you feel about those types of calls and that insight?
Listen, I read all these analysts, have done for forever. I take them all with a serious grain of salt. You'll have a guy at JP Morgan this morning telling me the market, NA, North American markets look strong, up 10% for the year is our call. In the afternoon, you get another analyst at JP Morgan saying the exact opposite. The markets are not good. I'm looking for a 10% decline. They both work at JP Morgan. And why they do that is you got the 50-50 rule. Someone's going to be right. So JP Morgan at the end of the year said, look at us, our analyst number one, he called 10%. Boom. So that game has been around forever. Me personally, I've been a bull on the market for, I don't know how long, 10 years. I mean, I've been tweeting about this forever, that the market's going to go, it's going to go, it's going to go. And it has, and that's been great. And it's been a phenomenal run. But at some point, there has to be always something that causes the market to deflate in a market that's kind of out of control. And there are two things that scare me at the moment. Number one is the new political climate. And I think that just in this first couple of weeks, we've seen a bunch of executive orders that, quite frankly, are not pro market. And number two, except for the stimulus. So stimulus, yeah, print all the money you want, but eventually that's going to come back to haunt you. And number two is just all like the big SPAC deals that are going on every day. The other comic books and sneakers, like everyday collectibles, wines. It doesn't matter. Everything's reaching a new high with
Huh,
somebody paying
interesting.
millions of dollars for shit, and it just doesn't make any sense anymore.
You touch on some good points right there. You say collectibles, and I know for some people watching this, you're probably aware people are selling Pokemon cards for thousands and thousands of dollars right now. I think that someone sold a holographic Charizard for $80,000. Insane. So maybe you're getting to the right point, and that's kind of insane to think about.